to have to match up to them strategically, which I also think Marsborne have improved on best of 3 upon best of 3.
No, I do agree. And I think that if you look at the young players that Marsborne have and where they are in their careers versus Regain, I feel Regain are a step behind. Even though Honest is super promising as a talent, we've seen flashes of brilliance from him, and he sits atop his team at a 1.29 rating since he joined them. There's still way more progress being made. WUMBO is impressing me, honestly, in his stint throughout this closed qualifier. Grizz looks incredible. Like, he has, even when they're losing, Grizz looks so good. Like, he is that X factor for them without a doubt in my mind. And then OG Wizard has had his off maps, but when he's on, oh my goodness, that 4K on Ancient that was up against NRG, whoo, man, that was something else.
I mean, continues singing the praises of Grizz as we get into this pistol round. It's an A execution here for Regain, keeping it nice and simple. Moving on in as WUMBO has that big side anchor alongside Freshie to deal with this hit. And Freshie manages to get one, but Grizz gets taken out in the mid side of things, and WUMBO does take a bullet to the head. So does Nyx now. So Marsborne really pushed up against it. It's going to have to be WUMBO fighting tooth and nail. You've got this flank brewing in the form of OG Wizard, but everybody's playing con side. OG Wizard's gonna have to hit some tough shots, and he can't nail that tiny head in the palace. So with this, smoke up, kit for the defuse. It has been picked up temporarily. OG Wizard now has gotten onto it. Yeah, he's got to try and stick it with this smoke being up, and Dirk is completely off the mark. This defuse will absolutely happen in his face. Marsborne in a 3v4 or 3v5 situation, battle back with poise and class.
Wow, yeah, that's really impressive stuff. And even at the end, though, a bit of a mess from both players trying to get that final frag, and neither of them do. But at the end of the day, that is a very well-played pistol round. Not to mention, you had the kit in play for the retake, and then it gets picked up by OG Wizard, and he makes no mistake of it. He immediately finds that bomb in that smoke and gets the defusal. Marsborne certainly happy to pick up that pistol. We'll get a couple of MP9s, a FAMAS, an AWP, and another FAMAS into the mix. On the other side, though, Regain will have a respectable buy-up too, because they got that bomb plant. Helps out quite a bit. So 3 rifles for them, the SMG and the pistol. Zukar going around in towards the B apartments. He is lurking around while mid-control is attempted by Regain. Now, Marsborne aren't really fighting for this too much. Smoke's going to get tossed for window, but no one's in the vicinity there. In fact, 2-man stack near connector instead.
This is crazy. A round 2 op from OG Wizard. And he's shot it off, so they're now aware of this possibility, but WUMBO has gone down in the meantime, and that means OG Wizard's got to be a little bit more careful. Regain move back into the B apartment. Zukar has gotten a lot of space here. Nyx and Grizz will now have to be up to bat to quell this force buy purchased by Regain. Oh no.
Oh, Zukar! Oh, I thought he had it! But Nyx will get him. Honest with a great trade. Now Marsborne will lose the pieces. OG Wizard and Freshie, the last 2 available, and yeah, OG Wizard has to get out of here. There is no reason to lose an op in round number 2. He got away from it. He's not dead yet, but he might be soon. Relying on Freshie to keep him alive. Honestly, they need to leave, but they can't. Regain are on the scene, so they're going to have to hunker down or go for the boost and get aggressive like the initiative. Now OG Wizard loses the op, but Freshie will pick it up, goes for a shot, misses it, op lost, and will be recovered on the side of Regain. That is a huge coup for them.
It all starts with losing that con space, WUMBO going down early, and OG Wizard not having enough space to really trade back and garner information the other way. He's flashed off the angle. He's got to play a little safer in window. There can't be an extra rotation given over to the B side because A is now undermanned. So many players pulled off from their positions. So unfortunate circumstances for Marsborne. It forces them into this all-in approach. In the meantime, we do have to give a shout out to Lorgar, the official tournament sponsors with their PCs. We'll see those in the main event in a little bit, but Back to the action now in round 3. It's a complete standstill for Regain. Looking at this B bomb site yet again, it has been something of an issue for Marsborne. It has been the Grizz show, but the supporting cast to actually lift him up have been a little lacking.
Smoke going to get tossed for window here by Regain. Marsborne being unable to convert off their pistol round victory will certainly be a frustrating prospect, but they have to put that behind them because now they got this force buy to try and make work. 3 deagles, which can change things rather rapidly if the shots hit the mark, particularly the headshots. MAC-10 lurking around there for Regain in the apartments towards B, and this is a B hit. Almost certainly. 38 seconds left. Here they come. Grizz is under an immense amount of pressure with only a 5-7. The Deagle is watching. Deagle of WUMBO, that is, and Grizz will get one. WUMBO another! The pistol's singing here for Marsborne. Eventually, Grizz will fall, but WUMBO continues to fire away and try to disrupt, waiting for reinforcements. He goes down, and so does Nyx. Although OG Wizard connects with the scout, and he eventually falls too. Great trade work by Regain, leaving only Freshie available with a 5-7 in his hands. He swings around, gets one, bomb planted. Freshie versus Dirk. Dirk has the op in his hands. Freshie looking to recover it from that previous round when he lost it. Freshie hits the shots and gets the kill. The clutch is in, the force buy works, and the defusal, well, there's plenty of time for it.
Oh, I mean, you need impact from your IGL now and again, and Freshie provides, dancing in between the back of the B, bottom of the B bomb site. And Dirk very smartly swaps over to the secondary, but just cannot nail the one body shot needed to claim the second round. And we've got a little bit of a force buy wars on our hands at this point. We're going to keep going back and forth, considering the bomb plant comes out again. It does come down to a one-on-one, and there will be 4 rifles on the other side of things. So Marsborne will not be out of the woods just yet. They do get to reclaim that AWP. So that's definitely nice for OG Wizard. Smalley for some mid-space, and WUMBO through connector, through the top mid-smoke, takes out one of those rifles instantaneously.
It's a beautiful way to open things up. Freshie gonna have a chance potentially to strike again. Yeah, he does, and he finds both of them. Honest and Zukar just not ready at all for that push. They were trying for a boost of some sort, and it didn't work out, and then they got caught flat-footed. Sasha does get one back, but it cost him almost all his health, and effectively Regain don't really have that many paths forward in this round. I mean, 1:09 seconds left. They might just decide to save their guns with only a couple of flashes left. We'll see. Maybe still have a poke and a prod towards this A site. Not a bad idea, but OG Wizard's on the scene with the AWP. And should at least get one if they try and approach towards the A site, which they will.
Are they going to do it dry, though? Oh, I was going to say if they did do it dry, OG Wizard had the angle. But now Freshie has moved back into the balcony. Should have this kill dead to rights, and he does find Sasha. So now should have some awareness that Grape could be here, too. Gives away his position. Grape gets one. Actually, nearly pieces together another. But Freshie is really leading by example right now. Individually finding his form. And you know, we talk about him when he was just a player and wasn't necessarily a caller. Super underrated in his own regard. Very good at playing in under-resourced positions. You can start to see that work its magic right now, even as a captain of this Marsborne roster.
I think I'll go back a couple of years for Freshie when he was playing with Darty Montana on Boss, I believe it was. That was Freshie's like top tier play, I would say. That was when he looked his best, and he's starting to find that form again, it seems. And well, if you believe in Marsborne's form, you can go over to Stake and pick them. And while you're at it, deposit $20, use code STAR35, and enjoy a daily $5 top-up for the next 7 days. There's no grinding, no gimmicks, just a steady reload all week long, as that's happening again over at Stake. Grizz going to get an opener here, but he does lose a teammate in the process in WUMBO. But you see that Zukar is limping along with 3 HP, and this isn't a buy-up at all for Regain. It's an eco with only Glocks, and Honest has managed to recover a rifle, so that makes things maybe a little interesting depending on how the round plays out.
Ooh, I like that little smoke there. It actually smokes off the palace and allows for multiple rotations to come over this B site, at least you think. Now, one kill does pull the attention over. It's actually just Nyx here. But OG Wizard spotted it all out, and he should be able to get that scope ready and ready to go. Doesn't actually fire it off. Leaves to still tell the tale. And then re-swings back at Honest. That's the danger man gone. Was planted, so there will be a purchase in the following, but Marsborne still get themselves around and still extend this lead out to 3.
I mean, that bomb plant actually helps a lot. Like, that bolsters the buy-up here for Regain. It'll make it a lot better. But, yeah, it's Marsborne that are winning the tough rounds, despite that one not supposed to be tough, right? Just going up against Glocks, but ends up being a little bit difficult. They do piece things together at the end. And we will have a 6th round of play, with Marsborne looking to extend their lead even further. No op available for Regain, perhaps by choice, as they want to get that utility out instead, with the AKs around it. Op for OG Wizard is waiting in window. He's going to toss the Molotov towards the boxes, and a lot of presence from Marsborne around mid. Although, should this go away, it's a very quick rotation back. In fact, not even a rotation for a couple of players.
Here comes that A execution. We're not going to smoke off CT, so OG Wizard still has a chance to wreak some havoc. And he absolutely will. Takes down Dirk almost instantaneously. OG Wizard's lining up a second. Very strong in this ticket position. Now can fall away. And while that nade is kicked open, the smoke, Freshie and Grizz can combine, and OG Wizard will finish with a triple. It's a simple A execution. It's an even simpler knockdown from the side of Marsborne.
That is very nice for both Marsborne and OG Wizard, because him hitting his stride is fantastic news, and the rest of the squad ensuring that he feels comfortable in taking this shot after shot. Freshie blowing open the smoke. And that was 3 times they blew open that smoke in order to gain visibility, and I don't think Regain were expecting it to be exposed that much. So now their buy-up just goes completely by the wayside. Money built up for Marsborne as they had a decent amount of survivors. And Regain are just back to pistols only. Freshie swings around, fires off a few shots. So Regain just trying to go fast here. Let's see if it works out for them. Freshie gets the first OG Wizard, another with the 8 OP, and a second, maybe a third. We'll see. Well, there's only one player left for him to find. It is Honest, and it'll be Grizz who finds himself a couple to end the round.
They're really trying to test their hand at this A side, and I don't necessarily know if there is a penetrable idea, because right now the con player in WUMBO, sure, he's having his troubles, I would say, but Freshie and Grizz are there almost instantaneously, and OG Wizard really isn't giving up ticket booth at all. So either the execution's got to be a little tidier, there's got to be a little bit more deception to get in through A main, or the flashes have to be better. There's a lot of solutions for it, but right now they haven't been able to really find it. But solution for you guys at home for a better mouse is joining that giveaway for ATK gear. We're giving away 8 mice right now if you click that banner below. So stay tuned for that. Guns out again for Regain. And again, they want to look at this A side, maybe to get a bit of mid control here, to maybe pull some players out from the A site and have a safer hit. And it's worked so far, because OG Wizard is playing on that B site.
Smoke gonna get tossed for Palace by Marsborne. Regain would like to make some strides forward in this gun round, which wasn't really a possibility in the previous one because of how quickly Marsborne stifled their attempts. Marsborne gonna get a little aggressive. That's a nice Molotov thrown. Zukar gets one, which is a wicked shot into Grizz, but Nyx finds the immediate trade, so no more threats from mid. But Regain, again, are hammering in towards that A site. They refuse to give up on it, and Freshie's like, all right, well, I'll just go for a spray down to get Sturk through the box. They might go for another spray here as the bomb is attempted to be planted. They do, but it's off the mark. So bomb down, but still a man advantage for Marsborne.
awfully nice. That flash is good to get involved. It actually baits this high-low setup very easily. That's just beautiful teamwork. And now Grape's tasked with the 1-on-4. Too many players to find, too many targets to analyze, and Marsborne will get them their 7. This is just hands down the best I've seen Marsborne on this map.
That's such a nice flash from Nyx, and he's not always the one they look towards. In fact, it's usually OG Wizard throwing the majority of the flashbangs on the squad, but wow. I mean, Nyx just opens it up for Freshie to knock them down. Look at this. They had no way of surviving. Fully blinded. Grape, even with that one, you see that WUMBO's making sure that if someone was Palace, which they were, he was right there to blindside them as they peeked around towards the bomb site. So really no chance at all for Grape in that attempted clutch. And Marsborne just continue to pile up the rounds.
They just look very put together right now. Regain on the other side. Playbook looks fairly shallow right now, John. I mean, it's targeting this A bomb site again and again. I mean, there are variations in how they're attacking it. Obviously, you saw that mid-control attempting to be established, but nobody on Marsborne is really buying it. There's not an extra piece of utility that's suggesting to WUMBO or to OG Wizard that they've got to pay attention to it. And with that, they can force all of their chips to the center of the table, meaning that A site. And that's just a beautiful little sequence there from OG Wizard. Nice and simple. Nade open the top mid-smoke. Take down Zukar. And move back over to A main. He spots just a sliver of Honest. What a flick over there from OG Wizard. He does go down to Sasha, but he's done his damage in spades.
No, I mean, OG Wizard's just phenomenal right now, and so is Freshie. It's a 1-2 punch that Marsborne love to have. Sasha, ooh, could get a frag here. He does. No one's really clearing towards underpass, so Sasha capitalizes on that for his second, evens out the numbers, and Freshie's kind of panicking a little bit, going back and forth, clearing different angles, realizing that WUMBO's there now, so he only has to focus on ramp and perhaps Palace. Nyx, ooh, Nyx could punish so much here if he hears the footsteps and wins this fight. In the meantime, Freshie, along with WUMBO, have to deal with the potential presence of Regain on A, but now they've paused, and this will give a chance to Nyx on that flank to really activate. Oh no, Regain are in a lot of trouble in just a few moments, unless they check behind them. Or are they going to? What did Sasha hear? How does he know? But he's watching for it now, at least momentarily.
So phase, and Nyx still finds the fight. And now the trading is sublime. They know that Grape is the apartments player, the Palace Park player, excuse me. And now Grape is just going to try some heroics, try to spam through. He gets the reload off. Still thrust into this clutch, split between A main and the triple box, but there's no time on the clock. It's over.
He didn't even have the bomb.
4 seconds now, yeah. It was never going to be a winnable round. And Grape will at least die before time expires, but Marsborne will continue to just trounce through this first map.
Yeah, it's not really much of a fuss for them. Unfortunate for the side of Regain. They were hoping to channel some of that success they had previously a few weeks ago against Marsborne on this map of Mirage, but it feels like a different Marsborne that they're facing. Much more calm, cool, collected. Not panicking under any circumstances. And just piling up the cash as well. 10th round of play. Half buy for Regain. Honest did invest into an AK. There just hasn't been that spark for Regain. Incendiary toss. Okay, Grizz falls. So does WUMBO. Maybe this is the round that gets them into it. Next, Freshie and OG Wizard still alive. Freshie going aggressive here. Grape's only got the deagle, but it's enough with a headshot to deal the killing blow. Freshie a little wild on the spray, and it costs him some health, but he's okay. OG Wizard connects on the op shot. Nick supports. OG Wizard gets the chamber. Another one, and he will hit the second as well. Even in a 3v4, Freshie, OG Wizard, and Nyx are good for it.
They look so good, man. I mean, this is a Marsborne roster that I'm excited to see develop in this form, in this fashion. I mean, quickly ascending up the ranks as this roster was assembled with just Grizz essentially being the founding member. And we're expecting to just figure it out, and they have. I mean, Freshie, an unproven caller, has stepped up to the plate. the unproven talented WUMBO seem to be a safe pair of hands, and the underrated addition of Nyx to this roster has really brought a sense of like international experience to help bolster players like OG and Wizard and Grizz to take those next steps.
Yeah, Nyx actually, his first few matches playing with Marsborne here, that's something that it's very important to bring up, right? Because he was perhaps a missing piece for the squad with getting that experience playing at the top level of Counter-Strike. Certainly helped his career. Round number 11. Regain needs something. I thought that previous round was going to be theirs and would build something up, but instead they just get shut down before they can even plant the bomb on the site and threaten Marsborne. Oh, now they're getting aggressive. Marsborne into mid. They get 3. Grizz with 2. WUMBO with 1. Grape and Dirk the last 2, and it's only Grape now. Grizz activating along with having Freshie and OG Wizard playing this well. It could already be curtains for Regain on this map.
Yeah, you can say that again. Grape has been here almost every round, it feels like at this point. He will get his 1 kill as he usually does, but the bomb is all the way at top of mid. OG Wizard will be that first alarm bell, and Grape can't even get that past that first point of attack. And now it is 10 rounds, double digits in this first half of competition for Marsborne. They are just cruising through their opponent's map pick.
Yeah, this isn't even much of a challenge, and not to mention Ancient coming up after this. We saw how good they can be there, beating top competition. So, and that top competition, of course, being NRG. Not feeling good about Regain's chances if they can't come back into this one. Could all start with a pistol round, though, in that next half. Assuming they don't win here. The second round is still something, right? Anyway. Nade's gonna sail out. Nyx looking up towards Palace. Just trying to hit the safe side. They really haven't gone B at all. Like, much at all. I think 1 or 2 times. Every other time. They're just A, over and over and over again. Grape and Sasha are gonna show why. This is what it was all for. Heading into round number 12 to get that second round. However, OG Wizard is still alive, and Grizz as well. These two guys can be extremely clutch, Paladin.
Yeah, absolutely can. That Molly does flush out a player in triple. OG Wizards found another 1-2 combo absolutely here, John. Grape and Dirk now cowering back in the doldrums of default in A main. They'll try their hardest here to keep this one alive, but they're slowly sussing out where these players have gone off to, and Grizz has found yet another. The jump spot finds the low HP Grape, and he's gonna try his hardest, but he can't. You can go A any number of times, but it's not going to matter because Marsborne have 11 rounds at the end of the first half.
All right, we're getting ready for the second half of play on Mirage, but Marsborne have an absolutely commanding lead, 11-1 in their favor. Regain just had the blinders on for the B site. They continue to push A time and time again, and the result continued to be the same. Marsborne round victory after Marsborne round victory.
We have a little bit of a tech pause as we sort things out here really quickly, but Marsborne have just been on another level right now. You've had some great moments from OG Wizard and Freshie. You know, we speak about the ceiling of a player like OG Wizard, and you say yeah, like if we could have that on a regular basis, we've got just such an elite roster, and this is the fruits of that labor. He just wasn't missing a beat, wasn't missing a shot across that defensive half, and now looking just peachy keen to turn the key on map number 1, 2 rounds away in doing so. This pistol round would certainly get them one step closer. And it's their turn to go A. Smokes in the air, mollies dropped under balk, and they should have themselves a bomb plant and a 5v5 retake.
Yeah, it's probably Marsborne saying, hey guys, this is how it's done. Maybe, if they win the round. Freshie waiting here towards CT. 3 players about to peek him. No flashes to disrupt, so it's all about aim duels. Freshie gets 1, a second, and a third! Oh my goodness! Freshie dropping all the bodies, then jumping around, but it's WUMBO to get Grape. Zukar, last one standing. The IGL doing it all, calling the shots, hitting them as well. And it will be Zukar staying alive, getting frags for himself, but time has ticked away. Whittled off the bomb, it won't matter, and Nyx puts him to rest anyway. Marsborne have 11 opportunities to close out their opponent's map pick.
Wow. Wow. And Freshie now doing everything on his own. WUMBO also there. But
Jeez.
It is just domination from the captain and his trusty sidekick. I think those odds are a little too in favor of Regain having a chance in coming back. But hey, if you want to go through with the weekly reload of $35, you can use that code STAR35, and maybe you can get involved in next map, because this one feels pretty much done.
Indeed. Not much hope for Regain. Couple of MP9s, 3 pistols to work with, up against almost full rifles. The way Marsborne have been playing, I don't know, nice flash out for Freshie, although Dirk finds him. Maybe we spoke too soon. Let's see. Smoke gonna get thrown in towards connector. Marsborne thinking, okay, that's a little strange. Perhaps we should head towards the opposite site, which Regain refused to do for the majority of that first half. Sasha waits here. Reinforcements are coming in form of Dirk. Dirk hits that shot onto Grizz. That's a beauty. OG Wizard around the corner. He will fall as well. Nyx trying to stay alive, but he's the last one available. 1v3. Dirk has done the work with the 3K. Can Nyx respond with one of his own? No, he can't. Regain will stay alive for at least one more round.
Regain desperately needed that, obviously, just for the mental stability, honestly. But Marsborne will still reinvest. Pistols all across the shop. And, of course, you also have to give a shout out to Lorgar. Tournament sponsors with their official PCs. And now, Nyx will try his hand at maybe an early B-pop, but maybe this B-pop is enough here, John.
Perhaps so. Tech 9's out. Ooh, that's a nice nade at least, doing a lot of damage. That'll help soften up the targets for Sasha. Flashbangs out. Sasha gets 1, needs more. He's got to make this clean before they can get out. He can't. Grizz gets the headshot with the Tech 9. Honest with that AK is trying to tap away, but he has to be careful as well that he doesn't get his head taken off by one of these pistols. He has to back off and concede the space. WUMBO swinging around, wants to find a Tech 9 headshot against a flurry of players and can't do it. Honest takes care of Grizz. OG Wizard only finds 1, and all of the threats appear to have been neutralized, but at the very least, Marsborne have gotten the bomb plant. It is being defused. Oh no! OG Wizard finds it! Can swing around to get the diffuser, but no! He chooses not to! He didn't think they were on the bomb. And that, I mean, just a moment away, potentially. A different decision from OG Wizard, and maybe Marsborne able to come back in that round, but it doesn't happen. However, maybe that's enough damage for them to convince themselves that another force buy should come through.
You definitely have the opportunity to.
You don't need to, because you're up 12-3.
Yeah, and that's what they'll opt in for. They're not insane people like us.
Yeah, we're like, go, go, go! But no, this is the smart decision, probably. Definitely.
Oh!
What?
Okay. Well, now he can pre-fire this angle. This is a common one. Oh. Honest, though. He'll find it. I mean, you really feel like the way Freshy's playing that he hit the second one, too. Maybe it's WUMBO's turn. No, just kidding.
I thought if WUMBO could have hit that one, then maybe Marsborne can walk onto A without much of a challenge. But now there's still 2 players here. Zukar's waiting with the Galil and Grape underneath Palace. Not impossible for Marsborne, but very difficult given the circumstances surrounding this round and the buy-up that they have. And with OG Wizard lost and the Knicks as well, the chances of success dwindle dramatically. Grizz nated down to 37. Yeah, this one's probably done. Will be a 4th round for Regain.
It's all just consolation right now. Guns still come out for Marsborne. Have everything they could ask for here. And for Honest and Company, it's just about feeling like you have a chance in this series. Maybe not here on Mirage, but maybe in the future on Ancient. And of course, this is elimination on the line, so lose this series and it's over. Your chances at making a mark here in this North American Closed Qualifier is done and dusted.
Marsborne defaulting across the map, waiting for pushes to come through. Regain. Resmoking connector. I think the cat push might be a possibility for Regain, or they're just boosting up. Yeah, they're just boosting up. Looking around to see if they can spot anyone, trying to creep towards connector, which isn't a bad idea. But also, you're kind of exposed here if they swing around towards chair. Doesn't really happen. Marsborne taking their time. Going for the B approach instead. No one's really watching into these apartments. Certainly, well, I shouldn't say that. No one's watching from Van into the apartments. Certainly from short, there is presence.
Here's the bait and switch from WUMBO to goad some players out, but Sasha's still paying attention to the apartments and still finds Nyx does heavy damage to Freshy, and he'll finish off that aforementioned player, and now the rotations can come in. Grizz is going to have to do some heavy lifting, and he can't. OG Wizard and WUMBO now trying to get out of the apartments, but losing time and space. 20 seconds now left on the clock, and now the boost comes up. It should be round over as WUMBO and OG Wizard look to save. Again, don't have to push the issue. It's 1 round necessary to convert this map. It's going to take a little bit longer. It's going to take a little bit more effort, but Marsborne still working together to try and get that last round.
Yeah, it just feels like Regain are gaining momentum, though, towards potentially getting this string of round victories and pushing it to overtime, because these last 2 rounds have been fairly clean for them, and we've been missing that that spark that Marsborne have been able to continually have round after round. And that's because OG Wizard, Grizz, and even Freshy have fallen completely silent. But you guys shouldn't be silent, especially with that giveaway that's coming up. You're going to want to enter it for an ATK mouse. There are 8 available to be won. In order to enter, scroll down in the description, click on the ATK giveaway banner, and then enter for your chance to, of course, get one of those mice. All right, let's get back into the action. OG Wizard, with the saved op, gets the first onto Honest, so he'll be silent no longer. That's a 5v4 gained.
A very valuable one at that. Now Marsborne look towards this A site. You're getting a player boosted up in a window, but Sasha catches it out. The flank is huge from these 2 mid players. Does mean there's a free route into this A bomb site, at least temporarily. Dirk is going to try to cut the distance with the 5-7, and perhaps it's a little overzealous. WUMBO capitalizes that on it and then some. The smoke up is on top con, so the bomb plant is enabled. There's still a nade here for Sasha, so these low HP players of Nyx and WUMBO are still under scrutiny. And that will come through, and it does finish off WUMBO. That's huge. Sasha doing it all on his own. He leaves it all up to Nyx, and he just gets a body shot for his troubles. But Marsborne get another cash injection and another bite of the cherry. Now the Regain come up to 6.
Yeah, but there was a lot invested into that round by Marsborne. Although, with the full loss bonus and the bomb plant, I guess it's fine. They're going to have the buy up, no problem. And they're going to try again, like you said. Another shot at closing this one out. But the more rounds that go the way of Regain, the more that Marsborne start to get a little shaky. It's happened in the past where these leads have been difficult to close out for them. This one would be a monumental collapse.
It would be, but we're not in that territory just yet, John.
I don't know.
Still a lot of space and time for Regain to drop the ball, and there it is. First flash and kill combo there for WUMBO and OG Wizard. Dirk now taking it upon himself to maybe get a little bit aggressive, but I mean that would essentially be the round, giving over a 5v3 like that. So Dirk decides to hang back. Doesn't have flash support as well. Falling up in a cat, so re-aggression here from the CT side is not available. Again, putting a lot more pressure on this Opera of Dirk to come up big. He finds the first. He's able to bound away just temporarily. Drops a nade to some more damage, and he does. More players coming out of A main. It's Nyx to start chiming in. Dirk just misses an opportunity once, but he won't miss twice.
Oh.
Finally dealt with by a beautiful little piece of utility there. And now OG Wizard, now he's feeling himself yet again. It's all up to Honest in the 1-on-3. If you want a guy in the clutch, it is him. But smoke in his face and time rotting away slowly. His time on the server is dwindling here on Mirage. Finally, it does fade, and he gets an opportunity. Utility out, but Freshie does rejig his aim, and it's 13-6. And, you know, don't avert your screen, your eyes from the screen. It does look a little deceptive, but this game was never close.
Yeah, I mean, look, there were a few rounds in where you're like, maybe, just maybe, Regain can pull this one off, but no, it was just really good patient previously, so I feel like if they get a similar performance, which honestly, the way they've been playing right now, I don't see why they wouldn't, it'll be very difficult for Regain to find a way to victory, and you see in Honest's face, it's, yeah, I think it tells the story right now. Just looking at him there, staring down at his keyboard, wondering what on earth do we have to do to get into this series, because so far it hasn't been great.
You can say that again. Well, Marsborne will have to start on the T side here, so it's not going to be a walk in the park per se from a side selection perspective. But Regain have the opportunity to see if they can stay alive in this tournament. Sasha pass withholding in mid. And it's this rapid in this A site. They love this donut wrap into the site. And this time there is a response from Regain. Players all across the shop ready to deal with this pressure and instantaneously get themselves started on the right foot. So doesn't feel like Marsborne have necessarily found enough variation in terms of their pistol rounds beyond that first call, but I'll have to find out more answers once the guns come out instead.
I mean, one of the keys to their dominance on this map has actually been pistol round success. So this could be a really good sign for Regain, because Marsborne coming into it won 11 of 14 pistol rounds for a pistol round win percentage of 78.6%. That is really good, way above the average. So, I mean, not getting it's a bit of a problem. Now they're just going to try and storm the A site and hope that no one's home, but someone is. In fact, a few are. Dirk's going to take care of business along with Zukar, excuse me, and Honest, and it will be Regain with an easy 2-0 lead.
Now then, guns do come back out. Keep the ecos nice and simple, John. I mean, I don't want to mince my words when I say that I would rather just see this buy round as quickly as possible. And of course, around the corner is that official main event, and we do have to give a big shout out to Lorgar, the official tournament PC sponsor of this event. We will, in fact, get back into the action. Round number 3. Mid control trying to be established here, and lane control. Nothing really coming up Marsborne just yet. But at the very least, they've got space on both of those accounts.
Grizz wins the fight against Sasha, loses it against Honest, but back and forth we continue to go. WUMBO trying to bring it forward, and so is Nyx. Great work on their side as they make it a 4v2. No one's even nearby for Regain, and WUMBO's waiting to cut them off on the rotation. Oh my goodness, Zukar's gone, and Dirk does not want to take another step forward because this round is over for him and Regain.
Now Dark gonna have to try to hold on to this one, but now you're starting to see it's WUMBO's time to really be annoying on the map. I mean, these are the players that when you're playing up against are just so annoying because you can't catch them. They're always one step ahead of you. They always find that extra little edge on you positionally, and you just have to let it go if you're on the other side of things, and that's exactly what happens here. Marsborne get that first buy round, they get the guns out, and they immediately make use of it off the back of WUMBO's good work. Or even really breaching mid. Now, it's time for Regain to adapt to the situation.
Will they be able to? Wasn't really a possibility on map number 1, and it's obviously going to be harder here on map 2. Hoping to get that 3-round conversion off the pistol, but it doesn't come through. Need a nade, kicking things off here. Some damage from Marsborne. They will walk in towards mid. Broken smoke for Honest. Will he gain visibility? Yes, he will. And a frag as well. Does he get traded? Yes, as well. Well done from Grizz, as he ensures that his team will not be down a man. 4v4 favors the T side.
Certainly does. This man-even situation, and now they're looking at this B bomb side, but it's heavily manned. 2 players in this high-low setup on Cave. You've got Grape able to toss in utility as well to slow down this lane hit. There's plenty of time here. A minute on the clock. They've still showcased some mid-control. You'd think that they'd be able to switch back over, but they're committing completely. Grape gets a nice spam through the smoke, and that high-low setup nets a free kill with no trade potential. So this 2-on-4 will be very difficult to actually overcome for Marsborne. The flash is nice, but again, there's multiple players in that cave, and another nice spam from Grape closes out the round.
Okay, well, nothing doing at all for Marsborne there. Despite trading quickly after losing the first body, they try to push it in towards the B site. And as you mentioned, doesn't yield much of anything, so Regain will continue their hot form at the beginning of this map. Exactly what they needed, right? We said it. If Marsborne get off to too quick of a start and start to instill their rhythm on Ancient, then Regain won't have much of a chance at all, but at least now they've given themselves some breathing room. Also a reminder, folks, if you want to get in on the action, you can, of course, go to Stake, deposit $20, and use code STAR35 for a $35 weekly bonus. That's $5 every day that you're topped up for the next 7 days. Honest will get a shot to the head of Grizz. Back and forth we go as Marsborne are working their way in towards this site, but Dirk does get one back. I thought he even had that second, but no. Denied. Freshie's got a flank. Honest has no idea. And it's Zukar as the last one available in a 1v3.
Haven't seen this level of pace out of this Marsborne roster, and now Zukar has to be the person to deal with the pieces falling before him. He's got a kit and he's got a smoke. He taps it out, but the spam is great there. Or actually, it's not even the spam. It's OG Wizard just coming out from Banana to deal with it. But yeah, that pace is so untapped from Marsborne across this series so far that it completely shock and awe is Regain from the other side, and they just fall over like flies. Marsborne now cutting the lead down to 1 and feeling a lot more comfortable ever since these guns have come out.
Yeah, certainly. And, you know, Regain, after winning that previous one, you thought, I mentioned it, some breathing room, some ability to maneuver a little bit, but when Marsborne throws that curveball at you and immediately charges in towards the site, it's hard to be ready for it. And that means they've still got pieces available in their strat book. They have barely scratched the surface, especially on a map like Ancient. As we get ready for this 6th round of play, to see if Regain can rebuff Marsborne again, or if the flow of play could shift in the other direction.
There's a lot of work to do for Regain to pick themselves up by their bootstraps at this point. And you're hoping to extend the lead that you have, and put the Mirage beating to the rearview mirror, but it's not easy when you're going up against this Marsborne roster that feels like they've got nothing to lose and everything to prove. Of course, they are still the favorites in this matchup, but I just feel like they're playing with no real fear. Like they're playing just very loose, but chemistry-filled Counter-Strike, and that makes for a very entertaining viewing experience. And now Marsborne want to just rinse and repeat. They love this be aggressive play, and they're not going to leave anything to chance over here. It's an instant bomb plant, and that shouldn't be spammable either. So Goons will get the party started, take it out Honest almost immediately, and this buy is just gonna have to be an instant save.
That's a shocking lack of defenders towards the B site for Regain. You'd think it was an eco round, but no, this is a buy-up. No one was watching the B site at all. Marsborne just walked in for free, and now they're reaping the rewards of that. Regain will just go for the save, as you predicted, Paladin. They want nothing to do with this round. They're just going to reset for the next, but that is as free as it gets for Marsborne.
And now, we have ourselves an even game. The good thing for Regain, though, is they'll have another use of this buy. They don't have to really purchase anything in this following, and will still be a threat. And we'll have another buy in the next round if things go wrong. So, a bit of a bank balance built up slowly but surely here for the CT side. But at this point, John, it's not necessarily the money that matters. It's the rounds, and it's how this momentum is very quickly swinging like a pendulum the other way.
Well, at the very least, Regain will, as mentioned, have the buy-ups from the previous round, except for Honest, who has to sell it for a USP. He doesn't want to buy up either, because that would break the economy. Marsborne looking to shut down another. Gain the lead. Flashbang tossed in towards Red Room. They're maneuvering around mid. You see Nyx checking out Jag. Smoke has been tossed from the CTs, and he's wary of it. Why are they tossing this smoke? What are they up to? Flashbang goes out towards ramp, and I think two players are looking there, although not really ready fully, as Riz does get the one towards mid, and now they're ready for it. Freshie takes care of Dirk. Nyx gets Sasha. Nothing doing at all for Regain.
They try to do it dry, but unfortunately just far too telegraphed. As soon as they pause, Zukar has a chance at one, and he does find it, but it's just Grape now. 20 HP. Not much time here, not much hope. Marsborne should be able to get this plant and get themselves the lead after losing the pistol and conversion. And they absolutely will, so things look good here on their own map pick. Again, closing in on staying within the tournament, going to that lower final, and having a chance to play up against Sportsbet Expert, who have quietly amassed my interest, John, after their performances today against Lag, and the almost opportunity that they had against Voka as well in that upper bracket.
Don't forget to check out that ATK gear giveaway of 8 gaming mice, folks. If you want to enter, scroll in the description, click on the ATK giveaway banner, and enter from there for your chance to get one of those sweet, sweet mice. All right, back to the action here. 1:30 on the clock. Round number 8. Marsborne are the first ones to take damage. Regain would love to get a round back here and stay in contention on Ancient, but should they lose, it'll be a bit of a problem. It could lead to a 3-round advantage for Marsborne. And yep, here we go. Nyx and Grizz combine for 3 unanswered frags. Sasha and Honest finally do get one, and then Sasha another. Okay, this could be recoverable. Problem is, those were not clean. Honest and Sasha both below 50 HP now, and they need at least one here without taking any further damage, and they won't get it. Nyx finds the headshot. Honest swings around, only gets one. Yeah, a little bit close, but still, Nyx did take care of it and survives with 4 points of health. Marsborne have the 5th.
Unfortunately for me, this is where I'm starting to throw in the towel for Regain, where the plan there is a mid-round crunch into mid with no utility, no real weaponry long range. I mean, these are like FAMASs and MP9s taking these duels, not A1Ss. I am very concerned that that being a real plan, especially after lane control has been taken by the Ts, making that so much easier of a duel for this T side. I mean, it's clear right now that these 5 rounds are an outclassing of Regain, and there's a lot of work to be done for me as a viewer to be proven that Regain have the goods to come back.
Well, it's not going to happen in this round because Marsborne have gone towards A where no one is for Regain. And even though Nyx walks alone towards B, he gets 2 before Grape finds him. That's an AK upgrade for Regain, and I think they should probably just fade off and save it because it's a potent piece. No reason to risk it in this round, and that is exactly what Grape is doing. He is going to keep the AK, and the pistols, well, they'll keep trying to get upgrades of their own. Maybe disrupt enough to attempt a defusal, but that seems like way too far of a cry.
Certainly. I mean, you would have at least fancied maybe a chance if they had a kit going, but that isn't there. Zukar will get an AK and actually move back if he wants to. Save in A main, but Regain will at least get themselves these 2 rifles. So, I'll have something to write home about in the next round, but Marsborne, again, just seem so streamlined in their offensive maneuvers right now that Regain just have so much to prove now that they've got the guns out. Finally feels like that loss bonus is built up and they've got every bell and whistle they could ask for.
See if that is enough. Zukar's already been naded down to 61. Marsborne not even committing to mid yet. In fact, they have Nyx lurking around the B site. Smoke's in line in front of him. He doesn't care. He's going right through it. Right? No? Yes? Okay. I thought he was going to walk right through it, but instead decides to look towards ramp and see if anyone's going to try to push down there. In the meantime, Freshie is not committing to the A site, but he's just trying to toss utility to draw rotations and maybe allow for a fight from Nyx if a player pushes towards Jag. Freshie takes a lot of damage trying to get away, down to 28 HP. Nade goes out and there he falls. Freshie's gone. 5v4 in favor of Regain, and now it's up to the remaining members to avenge their IGL.
They're going to go back into Donut and stay there. They do lose Nyx on the retreat, but this A site is clear and open for business somehow. Volley up on both Temple and CT. Now they'll play out the post. Still difficult, really, for Marsborne to hold on in a 3-on-5. They've got to regain some space, but all it is Zukar storming forward through Temple. But OG Wizards found a double out of nowhere. This 2v5 is absolutely on, with WUMBO playing close up against the smoke, but just the timing just slightly off. He still manages to get one and put OG Wizard in a 1-on-2. There's kits up. There should be flashes at least to push him away. This is still going to be difficult with this low HP bar, and Grape will finally catch him as he catches him bounding across the back of the space. But oh boy, did it get close!
Oh, it really did. Still felt winnable, even for in that situation for OG Wizard with the low HP, because of the fact there was no damage utility. Excuse me. Available on the other side for Regain, but eventually the bullets do the job. And OG Wizard cannot get that clutch, which would have been very heroic. But still a 2-round lead for Marsborne and plenty of cash in the tank to get another buy-up here. In fact, they'll be able to buy up even in the next one if they can't find a way to victory in this round. Nyx walks right through the Molotov, tosses one of his own. Nade goes out. Lots of damage to Nyx, in fact. And Freshie. So they have to be careful now. One thing that I'm surprised they haven't gone back to again is that quick B pop, because they were successful on both attempts of it. Maybe just don't want to make it too telegraphed. A bit of damage done there. Honest down to 28. And smoke goes up from Marsborne.
Made open for Dirk. Doesn't see anything in that mid side. But this is the chance for Marsborne to reclaim that territory after that happened. So you see lane space being taken, that front jack space already in their way. And now they can get into Donut for pretty much for free. And again, this A site is just completely open. Flash is good. Zukar or Sasha, or Zukar rather, will have to deal with this on his own. Still here in Temple. He's been known to play this position a couple of times now. Bit of an off angle here to maybe get himself one, but Chris still wins the fight. Huge win there from him. Grape does find one through the smoke, but the bomb goes down in a 4-on-4, and Marsborne have time to relocate.
Grizz gonna get taken down by Grape. Marsborne trying to stay alive in this round. They're doing more than that. They get 2 frags. Grape gets one back, but it's a 2v2. And OG Wizard hits the shot on Dirk. Grape, last one standing. Looking for something, anything, but he can't get it done. OG Wizard brings back some of that ancient magic he performed against NRG for a 3K there, securing the round for Marsborne and giving them a 7th.
That feels like just so sad that the A bombs like can crumble that easily. That there is just that massive hole that's come up like twice or thrice now in this half. You can see that there's clear issues on both halves of Ancient on the CT side for regain, and the stake odds reflect as such. Where if you want to get on the action, weekly reload of $35 if you use code STAR35 as Marsborne just trounced through this one. Oh my goodness. Instant 4-on-2. Instant space here on A, and that should be an 8th round.
I mean, Nyx is doing the work with the flashbangs today. It's been quite a clinic he's put on, supporting his squad with a perfect one there, and doing it with the bullets now as well. Grape, last one available. Popping out a Jag, but this is the wrong bomb site, Grape. You gotta go in the other direction. He does deal with Nyx, but there's only so much time left on the clock. Flashbang out. Flashes himself, in fact. That's not the best. And then he'll fall to Freshy's AK. Marsborne take a sizable lead into the second half. All right, we're back into it here. Marsborne looking to close this out in 2 maps. They had a great T side. Now they're switching over to the defensive end.
Marsborne with the opportunity to close this series off in 2. After getting a dominant T side together, 8-4 in that lead, now have a chance on this defense to put it all away and have that dance with Sportsbet Expert in the rest of this lower bracket. I'm Paladin, joined by John, JRT on the mic. We are thrilled to get to this second half.
Round number 13. First round of play in the second half, of course. OG Wizard with the dualies, and Marsborne hoping to live up to that pistol round reputation they have on Ancient, but it's already not the greatest of starts as Grizz got Gush down to 14. Freshy throws the flash in. And Regan have already managed to make their way towards this A site. All 5 players, almost 4 players get to the site. Dirk can't make it there to support his squad. Freshie popping some heads here, seemingly. That's going to be his first. Maybe a second will come through. WUMBO flushed out by Sasha, but OG Wizard with the dually starts to do work as well. Grape's low, 52 HP, can't hit the shots. OG Wizard gets the TK though onto Grizz, but it's still a 1v3 clutch required for Sasha, and no bomb plant to apply the pressure. There we go. Nyx will end his suffering.
Oh boy, got a little nerve-wracking there with OG Wizard going a bit trigger-happy on those dual Berettas, but the job is still done. Regain tried their hand at a pistol strat trying to get into Donut into A, and Marsborne very privy to understanding how to deal with that in their own regard as well. So now, buys come out across the shop here for the defense, and Regain, they don't have too much time to really play around with the idea of a force buy, so it will be given over 10 rounds at those double digits over to Marsborne. Just a question about how healthy can Marsborne stay in round number 14.
I would imagine pretty healthy. Unless things go really wrong against these Glocks, which is possible with WUMBO over in Donut. But he makes the wise choice. Like, oh, I see these pistols barreling down. Let's fall back, throw the smoke, take it easy. Don't force anything. Because here, Freshie on a flank. Freshie gets one onto Zukar. Doesn't have to overcommit. He knows it. He's grabbed their attention. And he will fall back. Nyx, in the meantime, shoots no Glock. There we go. He's got the spot there. Gets one. Gets a second. There won't be a surprise here at all for Sasha. Nyx rocks the 3K while Grizz will wrap it up with a pretty bow. 10th round for Marsborne. They're 3 away from ending this series.
Calculated from Marsborne and calculated from Nyx. Just airtight mid-defense. And now we can give a quick thank you over to Lorgar for sponsoring the official tournament PCs of StarSeries main event. We'll see that shortly, but still got a game to finish now with Marsborne hitting double digits. Guns out now, and it's a bit of a bonus here for Marsborne. Aggressive. Look at how far he's going, charging up. He finds Sasha almost instantaneously, does so much damage to Honest, and Grizz now charges over through Banana. It's pandemonium here in lane, and Regain have no idea as to what to do.
I mean, this is a buy round for Regain that Marsborne made it look like it was an eco. Ay. Grape has to go back and find this bomb. This is mission impossible for him. He's got some utility. Not to get fights over Hirochi Wizard, and neither does Freshie, but they continue pushing forward. This is unnecessary. So now you've turned a 1v3 into a 1v2 and given Grape a lot more chances at success, and still 57 seconds left on the clock. It's still difficult, but definitely more possible now.
Certainly is. Having that smoke flash is also nice to maybe cut off an angle or two. It's mollied here on the B side of things, but still wants to brave the front. Tries his hand at scooting up through front jag. Still has to scoop up that C4. 30 seconds now. Crossfire established, and Grape doesn't really have time to go the long way, so have to take up this heads-up duel. He picks up an incendiary, so cuts off one angle, but you have to pick up this bomb and he'll have to hightail it through jag. He's got time to go into A, but no, he's got to commit now. He's been spotted. Caboose tagged up.
No, it's over.
Yeah, now he definitely doesn't have enough time. I don't necessarily know what he's doing at this point. But that's it. 11th round found for Marsborne, and just 2 rounds away now from securing a lower final berth.
I think he was just trying to save. He's like, oh, maybe I can get away. But, you know, you were already spotted in that direction. He was hoping that the players had committed towards guarding the A site, but why would you when you want to make sure you can't get back out of jag? And there you go. No gun saved. And now things get exceptionally dire for Regain because their first buy-up did not yield even a bomb plant. We'll see what they bring through here. They could just force to the finish line. Save up for a buy-up or a last-ditch buy-up. Either decision. I don't know if there's a better one, honestly, Paladin, when your back's against the wall like this.
I don't think there really is. I really don't. I don't know where you can really build up the confidence or the self-belief that those are only the strongest of players that can do that. You know, the only real 5-man unit where I feel like anything is possible in terms of a comeback is like that phase roster that we had, and like maybe Vitality. And you know, these are some of the best teams that we've seen play this game. So I'm not really gonna equate that to this series per se, but hey, weekly reload at $35 is still available with code STAR35. If you want to get involved in all the action, be sure to check out Stake in your free time. Sasha just throws himself to the wolves on A main. And now a couple of players will be spotted there by both WUMBO and OG Wizard, but neither of them are able to find the kill. Joke will pick up a gun off the floor in Donut, but they will not actually extend into A. Instead, they'll hold on to this mid control, maybe try to press up against Red Room, but here's where Nyx and Freshie can do their damage.
Yeah, they're trying to double up towards Red Room, as you mentioned, and go for a fight. They take it, and Nyx finds 3! Honest, finally get a response, but it's not going to be nearly enough. It is a 1v3 now, and a 1v2. And then OG Wizard says that's enough, no clutch for you. Op shot hit, and round victory. That means that we are at 12 rounds for Marsborne. We'll only need one more to eliminate Regain from this closed qualifier.
It's been a exciting campaign from Regain, at least initially. Their win over Chicken Coop was a really difficult watch in some extents, but we still got some high highs from players like Dirk. We had that fantastic Dust 2 from them to close things out off the back of some great heroics from Honest as well. But right now, they are just a cut below what Marsborne have been able to provide in this series of Counter-Strike, and I'm gonna still try their hand tooth and nail to stay in this 5-on-4. You deal with Grizz, who has been a real pain in their side, but there's still so much that they've got to get through. Nyx 18-8, just flying through this map.
Yeah, and I mean, also another thing for Regain is that just the confidence isn't there, right? Like, you can see it. They're hesitant with every decision that they make, and you need that sense of authority if you're going to want to compete with a team like Marsborne. And without that, I don't know that there's a path to victory at all, and it's already 12-4, so it's easy for me to say that, I suppose. Zukar, though, whoa. Two people jump over. Does he not realize? He has no idea that they got there.
Bro.
Oh, no! Catastrophe about to strike for Regain. Maybe Zukar can activate here because they're not really looking for him. Dirk gets WUMBO. Okay. But first he's watching now. Zukar might die, and he does.
Oh, no
3v2. Having zero impact in that situation is just so devastating. Dirk gets one back onto Freshie, but he takes a lot of damage in the process. Marsborne trying to divvy up their forces, one towards B and one swinging back into the A site. In fact, Nyx just waiting at ramp. They won't expect this at all. I mean, OG Wizard dies, Nyx can still clutch this easily. There's the first. Down to 1v1. No plant out yet for Dirk. Only 28 HP to work with. Nyx has much more health. 10 seconds left. No choice for Dirk. Nyx can just walk away from this. Dirk has to try and plant the bomb. He will attempt it, should succeed, but Nyx is coming around the corner now. Pressure's on. Dirk needs to get this round to keep his team alive in the closed qualifier, and Nyx is bearing down on him. His teeth are out, and he snaps down on him with the M4. That's it. Marsborne get the 13th, and this series and Regain's chances of qualifying are done.
Wow. What a game from Nyx in map number 2, and what a performance from Marsborne from top to bottom, showcasing why they belong in the top 4 teams of this tournament. I mean, now we get to see basically the highest ranked VO